Built-in Radions, baby. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive on how I mounted my Radion XR30 Pros inside of my Red Sea Max 250 hood. Unfortunately, I wasn't yet documenting my reef tank journey on the channel when I did this conversion, so I don't have like video or like footage of doing the actual swap, but I can walk you guys through it and tell you a little bit about how I did it, and then you could kind of hopefully figure out the rest if you want to do it. So when you first look at the tank, you might not necessarily know that there are Radions in here. For those of you guys that don't know, Radion, made by Ecotech Marine, they are prime time lighting, super good. I do have some older Gen 1s, but they still do an amazing job with coloration and growth of my corals, as you can tell. The lights did just turn on. I wanted to do this kind of earlier so that I could lift it up and you guys don't get blinded by the light. You might not necessarily, you know, pick up on the fact that I got Radions unless you see those little bolts at the top, which I painted black. 4 there, obviously 1 light, and 4 here. Now, a couple things. I know that a lot of people would just be like, why didn't you just take off the hood and run it and hang them over? Well, that's because I personally like the enclosed look of these like all-in-ones with the hood, number 1. Number 2, open, like rimless tanks have a little bit more evaporation. I do like rimless setups. I don't know, I was just in the mood not to have a rimless setup. I also didn't really see this done a lot. I think I ended up in my search found like 1 other person that had done this in like one of the forums. I also got really lucky with my lights, and I think I picked them up for, I want to say 500 bucks. When I picked up the tank, it happened to be a pretty quick swap because the ballasts for the T5s that come in the hood already were blown. So I could have either spent the money to replace the ballast or just upgraded the lights. And I just decided to, from the rip, just go with the light upgrade. All right, let's get in here. I kept this protectant hood. This comes with the hood. Usually, if you have a Red Sea, you'd know that you have like I believe it was 4 T5 lights in here with the ballast. And as you can see, I have my 1 Radion there and 1 Radion there. By the way, shout out to Pam. That is the reason this video is getting made. Congrats on your new tank. Hopefully this helps you and gives you a little bit of an idea of what I did so you can, I don't know, make your setup cool too. I am running the Gen 2 boards with the Gen 3 lights, I believe is what it is. Honestly, I always forget. They do really good for me. The growth has been good. Color is good. I'm pretty sure that obviously has a little bit to do with the way that I have them set up, which we will get into in a second. I did decide to leave this here because the lights are so close to the water, number 1. Number 2, it's a really good thing I did because before I did the mounting screws through, I actually tried to Velcro the lights up and one of them kind of fell down. So if it hadn't been for me reinstalling this and leaving this on here, the light would have went boop straight in the water on day 1 and just been destroyed. So if you do a modification, I definitely recommend leaving this protection on there. I feel like it kind of helps diffuse the light a little bit because I'm so close to the water. Remember, these things are supposed to do better. I don't know the correct distance, but I'm pretty sure it's like above 8 to 16 inches or something like that from the water. Took off this hood, and then you have to open all of this. You can't really see in there, but I completely gutted the T5 setup that was in there, took the ballast out. Then I had to do the tricky part of mounting this, which again was a multiple day project because I originally thought I was gonna get away easy with it and just Velcro, but that did not work. To mark these screw holes, it was a little bit tricky, and honestly there was a little bit of play in the measurements. This was definitely the hardest part. Basically, once the hood was flipped around and everything was gutted, I measured on the inside from the walls. Obviously, you look at the holes on the Radions where they screw into, and then you just kind of mark on the top, made the holes, and prayed for the best, pretty much. And luckily, it came out pretty good. Sure, there's bolts on top, but they kind of blend in. Like, obviously, if you know, then you know, but you wouldn't really think that it would be an aftermarket kind of upgrade. I don't know, in my opinion, I guess. With the light setups, I have the 2 boxes. I also run the Reef Link, which is a hit or miss if it works, but basically it's just a little boom boom, clean little setup like that. Another thing to note is that this tank, my tank, I don't know if it's all Red Seas. Actually, it must be because the guy that I got this tank from before used to run a chiller. I didn't buy it with a chiller. I still do not run a chiller. My tank does run hot. It's like 82 degrees. There are 2 fans. I don't know what the newer models have, but my Radions have a fan in each light. So those 2 are running when you plug in the light, but I wanted to have some extra circulation. So I was able to, with some help, rewire the timer that these hoods come with a timer, boop, right back there, that are for the lights, like the whole light system. I think we had to leave 1 ballast in to make it work. Don't quote me on that, but I think we did. So rewire that to the timer, the fans only. So now the 4, because remember this hood has 4 fans built in, 2 on each side. So I wanted to keep utilizing those to cool the tank down more. So the built-in hood timer now directly runs to the fans only, and I just set that to like right when, a little bit after my lights turn on and a little bit after they turn off. So that I was able to keep in there and still work, and then utilize the extra 4 fans. So I have the 2 in the lights and the 4 in the hood. I can't even imagine how hot the tank would get if those 4 fans didn't run. So these are the 2 fans that I'm talking about. There's 2 on this side. Again, they're not on yet because my lights just turned on. I think I have them set to turn on like 30-ish minutes after. So those 2, oh, look at that. Like clockwork, they just turned on. And these 2 right here. Between those, we got a little circulation going, helps cool the tank down a little bit more. Again, it still stays pretty freaking warm. I would be curious to see how these lights do on a Red Sea rimless setup and the temperature, like if it's just that they're so, because look how close these are to, they're probably like an inch inside of here, what, 4 inches from the water. Definitely not an ideal situation. But hey, it's been like this for 2 years now, and so far, so good. Now that you guys kind of see how I did it, sort of, in a way, I kind of walked you through it, not really, probably didn't help much, but I mean, I don't know, hopefully you can piece it together. I'm gonna show you guys my current light schedule. I did change it a little bit back, and I did a video on it, but this is what we're looking at right now. Pretty simple, you know, nothing freaking crazy. Basically, I have them start at like 10-ish, and then by 11, they're at 28%. On, let me turn the individual colors off. So overall, gradually go up to 47% intensity. By 1 p.m., I leave that for a 4-hour period at their peak. And then around 5, they start dipping back down, 38%, 38, but so that run, oh, the Reef Link probably shut off. Nice. Oh shit. No, abort, how do I cancel? And then at 9:30, they take a drastic dip to 10%, and then 0. These numbers are that, and then I'm running the lights at 80% overall. So they are not at full power. And if it helps you guys a little bit, here is a par test that I did a couple months back. This is with this same light schedule right here. So these are what I'm currently looking at in the tank. Could I crank it up a little bit? Yes. But do I want to? No, because again, I'm trying to be cautious of the heat. I would imagine that if they're running more powerful, they're going to be a little bit warmer, therefore the tank is going to get warmer, and that's not really something I want to mess with. I feel like it's already on the high end, and I don't want to push that like limit. So I'm comfortable where it's at right now. So I'm running 100% on the UV, 55 on the Royal, 40 on the blue, 10% on the cool whites, no green, no red, and that is at the start. So it goes up, and then for my peak setting, my peak station here, this is what I'm running here. I got 100% UV, 100 on the royal blue, 80% on the blue, 25 on the white, 10 on the green, 10 on the red. Maybe I could even lower the green and the red. I wonder if that would help me a little bit with the Sino. If you guys know, let me know. I feel like it's, I don't know. My numbers are good. Literally the only thing that I see with my tank is the fact that I get the Sino on the sand bed, which I'm slowly working on, you know, correcting. So I'm not sure why there are so many overalls. Like, this is 47% intensity, because I guess it would be 100 if all of these switches were up. but then this is 80% here, and then this one is, well, that one's 80, that one happens to match, but now they're all matching, really. There it's 75%, and here it's 20% brightness. I don't know, that's just the light schedule that works for me. Like, take little pieces if you want, don't take anything, do what you want. I will also go ahead and pop these lights really quick into, this is the really freaking handy thing with the Radions. Presets, pop these into blue real quick. Hey, don't forget to get your dope stickers, shoplada.com. Remember, my lights just turned on, so everything's not completely open, but just so you guys can get a better look here. For me, the coverage does pretty good. I evenly spaced them between. That was something that I was a little worried about when I first put them in, that I was gonna have kind of like a sharp drop off. I mean, there's a little bit of a drop off, but I feel with evenly spacing them out, as you can kind of see there, that it does good. I do have, as you can see from the par results, 2 like little hot spots, but it doesn't seem to affect it too much. Whether that's because of the shield or not, I don't know, but I don't notice any spots in my tank that are like, oh, it's clearly not reaching there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I have a lot of rock in here too. Look how much cleaner that looks. It just looks so freaking good. I'll give you guys a little top down, because why not? Why not? This is like my favorite little top down section right here. It's just so freaking jam packed. This spot right here and this spot right here. Look at that. I have to actually trim that back. It's getting too out of control. So that is a little rundown on how I got these Radion XR30 Pros inside of my Red C Max 250 hood. Shop the merch at shoplada.com. Reef Tank Vibes shirts. We got stickers, hats, shirts, all the good stuff. Also, we are less than a month away from Skelly Fest. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. September 24th, Miami, Florida, the Ultimate Aquatic Expo. VIP tickets are almost sold out, so make sure to pick yours up if you guys are trying to come to the event. I am super excited. Hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on. We got new fish videos every single week, Tuesdays and Fridays now. Make sure you guys are here for it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Later.